Although that was a draw, it was Nietes, not Palicte, who was then given another world title shot. Palicte not getting the right hand through on the shoulder.
GARNICA was having trouble and ASTON.
Sa pangatlong pagkakataon ay muli na namang mapalaban sa isang undefeated boxer, itong ating bida na si ASTON PALICTE alias Mighty. Makakalaban niya ang undefeated prospect ng Amerika na si Anthony GARNICA sa isang 6 na rounds na suntukan at gagawin ang laban ngayong linggo sa Long Beach, California. 24 pa lang itong si Anthony GARNICA at may malinis itong kartada na 12 wins, 0 loss at 7 tinapos via knockout. Habang may record naman si KABAYAN na 28 wins, 7 losses, 23 tinapos via knockout at may edad na 34. 10 taon na mas matanda itong si KABAYAN, kaya naman ang tanong ng karamihan ay, kakayanin pa kaya ni PALICTE itong mas batang si Anthony GARNICA? Sa mga hindi nakakaalam, ilang taon na ang nakaraan nakalaban na din ni ASTON PALICTE ang kapatid ni Anthony GARNICA na si ISMAEL GARNICA. Balikan natin ang laban nila na ginanap sa Macau, China.
PALICTE!
Clean fight, okay? Protect yourself at all times. This time, touch them up. Let's go.
Okay. Here we go into round number 1. PALICTE in the golden trunks with the red stripe, and in black trunks, GARNICA. Stark difference in the amount of rounds these two have fought, even though they're everybody out. And immediately to the attack is ASTON PALICTE. GARNICA looking to, in the early portions, to figure out what to do with that power and how to attack it, counterattack it. Going to the jab right now, but PALICTE moving forward and trying to establish himself in that way. Nice left inside by PALICTE, already in the arena for the very first preliminary bout here this season. GARNICA is getting a little taste of that power already. There's a pretty good right hand to close off that exchange by PALICTE. GARNICA wild with those right hands. Crowd oohing and eyeing over some of those misses. It feels like they can almost feel the power here, and while will be fighters, however, that they are familiar with. Rexo from nearby Hong Kong. And now they begin to pick up the volume as they sense something happening here with PALICTE. Final seconds of round 1. Careful! PALICTE's got that long, lithe body. The puncher's body was hard to see. Good right hand to the body. You can feel that one down here at the ringside. GARNICA trying to answer back. Has been on the defensive most of the fight, trying to counterattack, but it's pretty tough. At least for him so far. Tries to dig a left hand to the body, but it mostly slid off the body of PALICTE. GARNICA trying to come forward now to back PALICTE up and has a little bit of success there. And PALICTE nods his head and acknowledges the punch that he takes. GARNICA apparently did not like his own strategy of moving backwards in the first round, trying to back PALICTE up here, change the tempo of the fight if he can. Maybe get close to PALICTE and smother some of that power, not to let him to get his long punches off. Pretty good work there by ISMAEL. Doing better in the second round is GARNICA, although the edge and power does seem to be quite evident between the two. Because GARNICA has landed some clean punches, but they don't seem to have the same effect on PALICTE that PALICTE's punches do. Good combination by PALICTE, and again, landing body punches from long range. Whistling punches by ASTON PALICTE. chopping right hand there. Garnica tries to answer back. Coming forward, landing the shots from underneath. And Garnica walked right into a right hand. Palpable buzz around the hotel here today, the Venetian Hotel, very beautiful spot in Macau. Garnica from Mexico, the right hand by Palicte. Rich Murata ringside here. Alongside me is Christina Poncher. Christina, you've been to, I think, all of these bouts that have taken place in Macau. I guess at once it was considered a novelty, but they seem to have the formula pretty well down pat now.
That's for sure, and with the quickness too. I mean, only 8 fights here, and you can see how crowded the arena is so early on with this very first opening bout. But I mean, fighter too, I don't really think they knew really what boxing was. This was only something they had seen Zhao Shiming do in the Olympics and on television. So now that they've had a chance to see it live, I mean, it's grown so much. They really get into fights, particularly when there's a fighter of Asian descent in the ring. They really get behind it. There's a lot of Filipinos here at the Venetian Macau.
Those first couple of cards that were held,
the whole crowd was listening to the announce team because we were really the only ones making any noise over here. But I mean, I think once Pacquiao and that whole the pay-per-view and stuff against Brandon Rios, that really blew the roof off this place. And I think it's just been from then on the crowd really getting more and more into the fights.
And there is a big difference in the fact that these people show up to see Palicte. Garnica hanging in there, hanging tough, trying to punch back. Seems just a little outgunned, however.
Kind of tiring him out a little bit already.
Absolutely. When a fighter who is tall can punch to the body from long range, it's a good advantage for him. You don't need to be close to punch to the body, but there is a technique to doing it and knowing how to do it. Rips off a 3-punch combination. No knockdowns in the fight so far, although Palicte's been pretty dominant between the two fighters. Trying to wear down Garnica. Garnica hanging in there. Tough fighter from Mexico. We have 8 fights actually on the card. It's a little bit early. Unlike when you see a major fight in Las Vegas, for example, when the crowd is definitely late arriving. Fighters here in the undercard get a good amount of the audience to watch them.
The main event already. They're the Macau Kid and Rexo from Hong Kong. Very entertaining fighters, and the crowd has really become to know them because they fought on just about every undercard we've had here in Macau.
And Rexo, who we will see later on, has some good future, it appears, so we'll get a good look at him tonight. Those of you in the United States who are watching on the Top Rank TV, we appreciate it because we know it's early in the morning over there, whether you're on. Good left hook by Garnica, and I think that was his best punch of the fight. Good, clean, whistling left hand that landed cleanly on the face of Palicte. Garnica is pushing the fight forward. Enjoying some good success here in round number 4. This one's scheduled for 10. Nice right hand to the body. Again, you can hear that in the upper reaches of the Cotai Arena. Palicte getting to work, having some effect. Another right hand, that will hurt Garnica. Garnica backed into his own corner. A little bit of trouble here. Trying to fight back, some blood from the mouth. Exchange of punches, the better one, the left hook from Palicte. Does a pretty good job of avoiding a lot of those headshots, but he can't get away, it seems like, with the punches to the body, that's for sure. He's still coming forward, still trying hard, still has enough underneath him to get off good lethal punches himself. The bell. Palicte trying to get that jab to work now, to get Garnica moving in reverse, and he's following that jab.
Stop. Turn.
Calling the doctor into the ring. Bleeding profusely from the nose. You might have noticed as the doctor comes into the ring, checking to see if the nose is broken here. There's a very large apron on this.
More, their plotting of action will continue. Of course. That's what they came to see, right?
I thought they were plotting for the doctor.
They did at first. I don't think they knew quite what was going on. Like I said, they're still learning.
Now Palicte trying to take quick advantage here. Started to really work in this round. I thought he'd gotten away from that the previous couple of rounds, but he's working the jab, following it in with the right hand, obviously causing some material damage to the face of GARNICA. And again, that right hand. Referee Eddie Claudio, as soon as that blood started pouring, he wanted a quick look from the doctor. Another right hand. Those right hands finding a home now from Palicte. Palicte does a good job of mixing up his attack body and head. A good long jab that has some power to it. That one GARNICA timed and got away from. And here's Palicte a little bit over anxious now, trying to throw that right. GARNICA answers back. Half a minute to go here in round number 5. GARNICA rips a right to the body and a right to the head. Get some encouragement from the fans. Round 6 scheduled for 10 super flyweights. ASTON PALICTE is back to you right now. ISMAEL GARNICA from Mexico. A lot of blood loss in round number 5, and he just ate a left hook. Now there's one we are at the Showtime Arena. It's at the Venetian Hotel in Macau. Rich Morana, Christina Poncher, ringside for you for this entire very promising Jose Felix out of Los Mochis, Mexico, taking on Ramon Sermona. As Christina said, we're going to see KK Ing later, Red So later. I see those fighters. They're exciting fighters and very promising fighters, building up their own fan base here in Macau. Nose of GARNICA, who still comes forward, still lands a right, still trying hard. Palicte has had a lot easier time knocking out opponents who he's hit with these same punches previously.
This fight, Palicte's early work to the body too, you can start to see it having its effects as we get into the here.
As I take a look at Palicte, he looks very relaxed, and of course if you're a relaxed fighter, it enables you to maintain your energy for longer. But it's Palicte in control of the fight, in control of the ring. Takes the left. And here we go into round number 7. Philippines. And there were great fighters from the Philippines before Manny Pacquiao, but Manny is the guy that just seemed to open the door for so many of them to come rushing through after he did that. So encouraged by his success.
On his shorts there, and these guys, you talk to them about who they look up to, even if their styles aren't the same, you know, they all say hands down Manny Pacquiao. It has to be not only because of what he's done inside the ring, but what he's done for their countrymen in the Philippines.
Started his training back in Los Angeles, so I don't know if should be in bed.
Manny sleep?
But he might be
he
sneaking up. He might be sneaking up after watching the fights right now.
A lot of people question, you know, why Freddie was here and working with Zoshimi and not with Manny in LA, but Manny being the kind of guy that he is, knew that it was important for Freddie to be here first.
Yeah. Freddie Roach will actually, during the course of the card, have 3 fighters fighting tonight. Now GARNICA giving ground.
And GARNICA again beginning to look a little bit troubled by the power, and the referee's going to call the fight right there. He could see that GARNICA was having trouble, and ASTON PALICTE has a very impressive victory. Into a bad predicament. Palicte just wore him down bit by bit, dissected him. Go any further, although he was not like dazed or out of it. I think the winner had pretty much been finally. Those punches all seemed to be getting through, whether they were to the body or to the head. Last 3 rounds by Palicte, and the referee just stepped in and said, that's enough. Never able to stem that blood.
ASTON PALICTE.
ASTON PALICTE with the victory at 2:19 of round 7. Garnica gave it a good effort, tried hard, real honest effort from the kid here tonight from Mexico.